Good evening and welcome to the Kim B. Davis Show. I'm your host, Kim B. Davis, and this evening we have one of our favorite guests. We have Mr. Eric Harp. He is our certified professional fitness trainer and educator. And this evening he's going to talk about how to keep our bodies in harmony, mind and body. Y'all, it's a lot going on in the world right now. And I don't know about you, but sometimes when I go on social media, turn on the news, I'm like, oh, my head hurts. But then, you want to go lay down or take a nap, but then you're like, I need to keep moving because movement is what keeps you healthy. So, Mr. Hart, before we get to fitness, we got to talk about current events, and we have so much to talk about. We've got ICE, we've got the war in Iran, we've got Renee Good, Alex Peretti, Keith Porter, and oh goodness, her name is Dr. Linda, and I apologize. There was a doctor of education who was killed in some kind of altercation with ICE in her neighborhood. She was African American. She was minding her business and she was killed. So we have to always say their names. We have Minneapolis, what's going on there and how it's spreading across the country. Mr. Harp, we have the border peace where what was it, $10 billion was transferred to of Americans' money
Yep.
that is now in the hands of this administration. And then we got family members of this administration running cabinet meetings. You got people up here who aren't qualified to talk about nuclear weapons. I haven't seen a resume. Typically anybody else would have had to show a resume, their expertise. And then we got other people up here conducting UN talks. And I'm like, you don't have the qualifications. Mr. Harp, take it away.
Well, first off, let me just say thank you for having me here tonight. It's always a pleasure to be with you. What a world we live in. And I
Mhm.
mean, listen, I follow Jesus,
Amen. Amen,
and
brother.
this is all talked about happening, and it's just such a shame that we are so close to these prophecies, the
Hmm.
Book of
Hmm.
Revelation. Now,
Hmm.
with that said, I just want to say that there's only a few things that can keep us sane. All
Hmm.
right. And so I hope that everybody finds the love of the Lord, finds salvation in Christ, not to push anything, so to speak, but
Hmm.
exercise as well. And,
That's right.
these are some of the only things that can keep us sane in this kind of world that we're living in. So
Hmm.
let me go to to the ice. All right. I mean, you have to be living under a rock not to have heard about what's going on in the city of Minneapolis, the state of Minnesota.
Hmm.
You know, it's very unfortunate that this was all done more as revenge to the governor who ran for vice president
Right.
during the last election.
Hmm.
But be that as it may, ICE is out of control. The young lady that was shot as she was trying to turn away
Hmm.
from an officer, a man who had a concealed weapon in a state where it is not just legal to have it, but almost everybody has one.
Hmm.
And this young man is disarmed and shot to death. And both of them are called domestic terrorists as soon as it happens.
Hmm.
Now, what we're going through is this name calling, this finger pointing, and this, you know, shaping of public opinion. And then this look, don't you didn't see what you saw.
Right.
We all saw it on video, but we're
Hmm.
told to ignore what you see
Hmm.
and what we should believe.
Hmm.
Now, it's a horrible situation and it's not getting any better. All right. We're now having a trial for this DHS supervisor, Miss Christy Nome, um, and she's gone.
Hmm.
She's now fired because I guess just too much trouble that was being brought,
Hmm.
from all of these situations. So it's horrible. But now we're in a war. a war,
Mm-hmm.
an unofficial but somehow official war in which our Congress did not declare.
Correct.
So what I'm seeing, and just like you said, these unqualified people,
Mm-hmm.
this royal family, so to speak,
Basically.
that's going out and handling business. We have we have an envoy that's supposed to go into the country of Iran or Iran and negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
Not qualified enough to do the negotiations,
Correct.
but going in to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess it was just too slow, didn't work out the way certain people wanted it. And so now we, along with the nation of Israel, has gone ahead and attacked another sovereign country. So within 6 months, we've just attacked two sovereign countries
Mm-hmm.
with no authorization.
Mm-hmm.
And what the underlying message is get these oils and minerals or get these precious minerals.
That's what we did in Venezuela, and we're
That's
doing
what
the
we
same.
did in Venezuela, and that's what we're doing right now in the country of Iran.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just sad that we as a people now have to just sit back and ride this ride. And
The
it's horrible and all the devastation that's coming from it. So we
Mhm.
have people being killed. We have service members being killed in an unofficial but yet somehow official war.
Yes.
Okay. Now what this just equals is American citizens being slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
Now the two citizens that were slaughtered, American citizens who were slaughtered in Minneapolis, Miss Renee Good and Alex Peretti.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, please let their names be known because they've been shot. And this doctor, and I'm sorry, I don't know the full name of Dr. Lisa, but with all respect due, how is this happening?
Right.
How is this happening?
A war has been placed on American streets.
A war has been placed on Americans.
Yes, in the streets
Okay,
of America.
that's right. And so these these white, black, uh, Latinos, uh, Arab countries, all of these citizens that are just feeling the brunt of all of this hatred that's
Mm-hmm.
going on. And of
Her name
course,
is
everybody that
Dr.
doesn't,
Linda Davis. Her name is
Dr.
Dr.
Linda
Linda
Davis,
Davis.
thank you
Yeah,
very much.
you're welcome.
But these citizens are all of color,
Mm-hmm.
all right? They're of color or of a certain belief that's just not vibing with the administration.
Mm-hmm.
And now what we're doing is we're falling down a rabbit hole that we just can't get out of.
Not at all. Mm-hmm.
And all it's doing is breeding division and hatred. And it doesn't matter what it is that you think you might have, there's going to be another side to it that's supposed to hate you. So whether your political affiliation, whether your religious affiliation, your education, your ethnic background, all of these are grounds to just be divided by.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we are way more alike than we are different. And it
We
does
sure
not
are.
matter, does not matter what language we speak, doesn't matter what the color of our skin are, doesn't matter what the choice of worship. We are
Mm-hmm.
much more alike than we are different.
Yes, absolutely.
And here we are. We can go with different historical references and try to say, well, this is similar to this era, and this is similar to this era, but it's all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
and there's really no escaping it.
Mm-hmm.
We went from sexism, ageism, uh,
Mm-hmm.
religious ism. You
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing is we're just all these isms are just tearing us apart.
Right.
You know, and I wish there was an answer. I wish I had the answer. We have many people like yourself and me talking,
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out where did we go wrong?
Right.
Where did we make this left turn? But it just seems that There's no end in sight with this.
Mm-hmm.
So, just over the last few days, we've had the Texas primary,
Right.
and now what we're finding out is we're eating our own.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I was very much hoping that Jasmine Crockett would make it
Same.
into the state senate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the other gentleman, Talarico, I'm not disappointed. However, this is just more fodder for hate. All right, and this is bothering people like yourself and people like me
Mm-hmm.
who, I mean, not just intellectual, but we do have skin in the game. We have a stake in the
We
outcome.
do. We do.
We have children that we're raising, trying to show them that there is a better way.
Right.
And now we're all running our heads up against the wall because what do we do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have a leader. We have a leader of this country who is lost.
That's a good way to say it,
We
Mr. Harp.
have a we have what's called now a royal family with all of these family members that are jumping in and doing work that they are not qualified for
Mm-hmm.
and failing at it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is pushing us further and further into the brink. We have countries that will not work with us anymore.
Absolutely.
We have world leaders who
Mm-hmm.
are refusing to work with the United States,
Yeah. Won't take our call.
won't take our cause.
Mm-hmm.
And now everybody, I won't say everybody, that's a very different type of word, but what we have is so many of nationalities and countries and languages and people who we need to work together.
Right.
And we're somehow down this rabbit hole that none of us can get out of.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Davis, we laugh, we joke, we have our serious talks, but this is truly sad.
It is. It is sad
This
because,
is sad.
as you said, our children. What world are we bringing them in?
What
And
future
every,
are we headed towards?
right. And every day there's some new crazy concept. I'm like, okay, so you don't want women to vote. There was, I forget what it's called, but we want all eighth graders to be working and all eighth grade girls to be pregnant. What?
Uh,
Oh, so you trying to bring slavery back? Oh, let me tell you, we are not our ancestors. And I'm going to say this, and I'm saying this because this is my show. Every time I see some racist person get knocked out on social media, I cackle and holler. I said, that's what you get. I said, you all think this is 1826. It is not. This is 2026. We will not tolerate the foolishness that you all showed up to the shores of Africa when you took us. We didn't know any better then. We didn't because we trusted y'all. We looked at you with love because that's what we did with everyone. Now we know better. We're not doing that again.
I mean, we fed up.
Right.
We're
Absolutely.
fed up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've reached that breaking point. You know, we've had it up to here,
Mm-hmm.
and we're a powder keg ready to blow.
So I'm going to interject this really quickly. And I
Yes,
know we said we've got 4 minutes left to talk about current
no
topics.
problem, no problem.
Smoothie King decided to fire two of its workers because they refused to serve a couple that was wearing this administration's paraphernalia, the name. And Smoothie King said, well, we're not going to tolerate discrimination. But when, as African Americans, as Black Americans, however you identify, when we see things that reflect this administration or Ku Klux Klan or Proud Boys or hate, we know what that means. That means you want to kill us. That's the reason why I believe you have lynchings that are on the rise again. And I go back to the young man who was lynched on a college campus,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody said, "Oh, that wasn't a lynching. He did it to himself." Let me tell you, global community, because we're global. We Black people in America do not strange fruit ourselves. What that means is Strange Fruit was a song and it was not Ella Fitzgerald. Which singer was it, Mr. Harp? I'm drawing a blank.
Uh, I'm sorry, that's not ringing the bell right now. I want to say
Okay.
Lena Horne, but I have no idea.
Nope, 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 nope. I'm gonna look it up while I'm talking to you. But what in a singer is Billie Holiday. Thank you.
Billie Holiday.
It was
Okay.
Billie Holiday. She made a song called Strange Fruit. And essentially, what she was talking about were black people hanging from trees. Let me tell you, every black person in America, I don't care if you grew up in the city, the country, you are rich, you're poor, whatever. If you're anything that you can consider yourself to be an other, we all know the story of lynching. Black people do not do that to themselves. We do not. That is someone else who's done that to us and wants to play mind games. Let me tell you, you're going to keep playing mind games and you're going to roll up on the wrong one and something going to happen to you.
Come on, FAFO. This
That's
is
right.
this is this is this is the tagline for all of
Yes.
this. I see
Yes.
those videos too that pop up on
Mhm,
my timeline.
mhm,
I
mhm.
mean, yes, I laugh because there you go, mess around and find out.
Find out. And then they sit there and go, oh, wait, no, no, no. I'm like, stop talking. Stop calling us the N word. Stop harassing us or telling us we can't be someplace. I have a friend who shared that she was on, or she was at she's Latina, Hispanic.
Okay.
She was at a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant out west. And this white couple next to her was telling her, well, you need to come clean our table. And she had on expensive gear, Mr. Herb. You know, she's
As we would.
yeah, she's an executive. She's a Latina, but she's an executive, and she just looked at him, and she was with her child. And so again, it becomes one of those things where we try really hard to keep our cool and to keep our composure because we know that regardless, we could be laying on the ground with blood, and somebody would turn around and say, "Well, you did it. We didn't have anything to do with it. We were attacked." We understand it, but as you said, we are fed up
Fed up.
with the foolishness. With the foolishness.
Fed up. We got way too many opportunities and way too many outlets.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and those are slowly being eroded too.
Hmm. So
No.
we're making our own and doing things, and folks are mad. Well, why won't the black people associate with it? Why should we? You keep harassing us. You keep bothering us. Every time we go someplace, you saying it's too many of y'all, or y'all look like y'all having a good time. I'll share a really quick story.
Hmm.
My girlfriends and I were traveling. This is true story. And we were at a resort. We were having, I think it was breakfast. We were the only black people in this resort. And oftentimes, whenever black women travel, it was quite a few of us, it's like eight of
Hmm.
us. It was for a birthday, it was a celebration. We were not loud, we weren't garish, we weren't disrespectful, we were dressed appropriately. And we even knew because this was after the wine train situation where the black ladies were on the wine train and they were asked to step off. So we were mindful of that we just didn't feel like having anybody come up to us and say, "Oh, y'all too loud." But we were laughing and giggling and just having a good time like women. I kid you not, this white woman walked over and me and my bestie were sitting next to each other and we just sort of looked at each other. And then we looked at her and it was like, "Girl, we from Detroit. What do you want?" And she was just like, "You guys look like you're having such an amazing time." And I'm like, "Y'all all are talking about us." We had a birthday picture. Like we all took pictures the night before because we all dressed up and. And Mr. Hart, them white men was standing in that alcove like we were in a library and it was beautiful because we all love books.
Just on display. Y'all.
We were on display taking pictures and they were just in a doorway and I was like, if they could get their hands on us, they would have. We weren't bothered by any of them. We was like, we here minding our business. We have
As it
money.
should be. As it should be.
Right. Of like, we have money. We're at this resort. We're just here to enjoy ourselves and to do the things that are at this resort. And we're together. We ain't thinking about none of y'all. And so for this white woman to come over and put her hands on one of our guests, because me and my bestie looked at each other, I said, "Oh, this ain't gonna be good." And the young lady that she put her hands on looked at her like, "Why are you touching me?" And she was like, "Oh, I want to say you guys look so fabulous." And I was like, "We're not gonna be your friend. Leave us alone.
Tell
Don't."
me she ain't touched nobody hair either.
No, she didn't, because if she touched my hair, it'd have been a problem. I'd been like, no, I'm not a dog. I'm not a dog. Don't pet me.
Okay, so
Don't pet
everybody lived. Okay.
me. Everybody can live. But the intrusion into our lives where, because I've had people do that. I've had people, strangers who I did not know, and you know this about me, Mr. Hart. I am very particular about who gets to touch my hair. There are three people that touch my hair. I touch my own hair. My husband gets to touch my hair, and my hairstylist. That is it. You touch my hair, you're gonna have a problem. And I know people will say it's just hair, but hair is an extension of ourselves. And I remember being in a grocery store, and this man took his, when my hair was much, much longer, and took his hand and went straight through my scalp all the way to the back. I am very sensitive. I felt it. And I remember I turned around, I said, "Why are you touching me?" He said, "I don't know what you mad for. I just wanted to see if it was real." I said, "It doesn't matter if it was real. It's
Wow.
mine." He said, "Well, it's real."
Wow.
I said, "But it's mine. And this is my body. This is part of me." And I always tell people, I said, if somebody ever did that to me, I probably would touch a private part at that point. I'd be like, "How does that feel?" They would be like, "Well, what do you?" I said, "Then stop touching my hair. My hair is an intimate part of me. Don't
Mm.
touch it." Just like if I don't know you and you come and put your hand on my shoulder, who are you? Why are you touching me? I don't know you.
See, personal space is still personal space, and all this invading the personal space is why we end up in these tragic situations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know? um, the lynching that's going on in the college campuses, or
Mm-hmm.
in states down south, or um, there was a a black man who walked into a park
Yep.
and was called on. The cops were called on him,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
he was murdered,
Yep. Found tied to a tree hanging.
found tied to a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's the saddest situation.
Mm-hmm.
The way the story was even presented was like, ooh, somehow was it his fault?
Mm-hmm. He had mental illness.
He And that precipitated him getting tied to a tree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, once again, "Make America Great Again" has taken a turn for some people to make this happen.
Yes. To
No,
take us back to the past.
to take us back to the past, and where these things, these types of killings, lynchings, and murders were happening all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
here we are finding it again in the name of
Yes.
saving a race,
Mm-hmm.
in the name of the replacement theory.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, these little, I call them TikTok words. These little these words that are just coming up with, how we doing that?
Mm-hmm.
It's justifications.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, evil is evil, and that's the
It is.
horrible part. Evil is evil, and right now people are feeling justified, feeling uh, like there is some kind of reasonable excuse. You know? And here we are, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, black people, we know about lynching.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we had it up to here.
Right. We know about discrimination. We know about getting called out of our names. We know about not being hired, about being fired. Black people are leading layoffs right now, especially black women. But I will say this, Mr. Harp, and I find it disturbing. And I know there are things that are prophetic in the Bible, but I find it arrogant of these people to say, we're trying to trigger Armageddon. You're not God. God has his own time frame. What does it say in the word, Mr. Herb? We don't know the time nor day that it's supposed to happen, but we're supposed to stay
Stay
ready.
ready. Stay ready.
That doesn't mean that you go out and kill a bunch of people because you think that it's going to either make God angry or Jesus is going to say, let me hurry up and go on down there. No, Jesus is going to let you do what you're going to do and you're going to hang yourself. Jesus is going to come when he is ready to, not on your timetable. Nobody on this planet has any control over what he has to do. So it's interesting to me when I've been reading that and I've been hearing that, and it's been said to the military. And it's funny because some members of the military are protesting it and they're Christian. They're like, this don't sound right. I'm like, I don't know what you do with that. I guess I would applaud them, but hopefully they will stay safe. But it is interesting. I'm like, you have no control. All we are supposed to do is be ready when God comes, whenever that is.
Um, we've heard it before,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, there's the human nature of a lot of people is to try to let me see if I can do this to clean it up,
Mm-hmm.
to make myself a little more ready
Mm-hmm.
for God to come and get me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, instead of being in the Word. I
Yep.
mean, it's a shame, and I know we can take this on in many different directions. So I'll just keep it where the idle, the idle minds, the idle hands, the people that are just sitting back, letting things happen without being involved, without trying to stop it, um, contacting the proper authorities if they see something that's not right, and so we're all over the place.
We are. We
Um,
are.
and it's horrible. And I don't care what denomination, or what the gender is. You know, we lost love for each other.
We do. We
You
do.
know, and that lost love for each other has got us all down this rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible.
It is.
And I'm thinking about my family. I'm very, very, very selfish on that. So I'm
Yeah.
sure you are. So all I
Yep.
can do is try to keep my family protected.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that I stay ready, and then my family stays ready.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you keep doing what you're doing for your children. I'll keep doing what I'm doing for my children, and hope that people will come to their own realization that they have to take care of themselves and be ready.
That's
You know,
right.
us Black people, us African Americans all over this country, we, like I said, it's a powder keg ready to blow.
It is. It is. So speaking of
Yes.
staying ready, Mr. Hurt,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, you talk often about how our brain is the biggest muscle in our body. And oftentimes, when we talk about physical fitness, we focus on our physical body and not on our mind. But sometimes I think we forget that the two are interconnected and we need to have harmony in our mind and body. What are some things that you would suggest to people to keep their bodies running, to keep their minds, you know, what's the word that I want to say? Not anxious, not worried. Because a lot of times, and we've had this conversation, you can be anxious and you can be worried, but you can go for a walk and you can feel better, or you can go for a run. It's like you expend that nervous energy and it impacts your mind because your mind is able to settle because all that energy you got out of your body. So, talk to us about some things that we can do at home and maybe in a gym, but preferably at home because a lot of our times, many people just want to do simple things at home.
Well, of course, the with the weather changing and the springtime coming, it's the perfect time to find something and get out there and
Mm-hmm.
do it. So put those running shoes on, lace them up, get on those bikes, ride around. We have to do some kind of physical exercise, of course. Take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of the weather and let our bodies commune with the earth, and so that we can feel part of it. All
Mm-hmm.
right. But one of the things that's most important is to put these electronics down.
Yes.
Okay. A lot of us, and I see people in the gyms all the time. That's cool to have music on, headphones, and what have you, but to stare at the screen
Mm-hmm.
when you should be moving.
Mm-hmm.
I see people on stationary bikes watching their screen the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I see people. I see people stopping in between sets of exercise to watch videos.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, these distractions are taken away from our physical well-being,
Mm-hmm.
because our mental has to be right along with our physical. You know, coming off the television, watching some of these news shows,
Mm-hmm.
watching some of the TikTok videos and other social media videos, that these small clips that get us angry.
Mm-hmm.
that get us anxious, that
Mm-hmm.
get us upset. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just a moment ago, you and I were talking about some videos, and we laugh at them. They're
Mm-hmm.
sad videos. I mean, watching too many of them will get you depressed, will then
Yes.
get you angry, and then feel like we have to react and do something so that we're ready for somebody to mess around and find out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so this type of anxiety does nothing for our physical well-being.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yes, getting out there and taking a jog, riding the bike, going for a walk clears our minds.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Some of the things that we can look around as we walk, nature, feeling it, smelling it, hearing
Mm-hmm.
a water, running water if you're walking by a lake or you're walking by a river, a stream. The sounds of the water, the wind that goes through the leaves are very relaxing. And this is what we're connected to the earth. And these things can ease our mind while we get our physical bodies in tune. Again, this is that time where it's time to get out of the house, turn the
Mm-hmm.
TV off, put that phone away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen to the music, fine. But we
Mm-hmm.
have to take some of these electronic devices that we rely on and take them out of the picture. Now, you're a parent, I'm a parent, and sometimes we have to do it with our children just to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that we can come off of the dependency of all the electronic devices and get back into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Our social constructs are destroyed.
Yeah.
We don't even know how to talk to people anymore.
Don't. Mm-mm.
So, one of the things that I would recommend is getting a workout partner. For relationships, find that workout partner. All right. For our friends, when we're getting off work, a couple people that get together and go to a workout facility, go to a gym and work out.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we have are more opportunities to have conversations, to find outlets, to commune with human nature.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't always have to be talking about the what's going on in the world.
Right.
Doesn't always have to be that. What I find, and I'm working with children right now, is dreams,
Mm-hmm.
setting goals.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our children, a lot of our young people have dreams of being something,
Mm-hmm.
but don't have the steps in
Yeah.
order to accomplish these goals.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that comes upon our older generation right now, lost our way into how to communicate,
Mm-hmm.
how to keep our goals together,
Yep.
and to strive and to work hard for the goal because we don't see a payoff.
Right.
Our future is kind of muddy because we're not seeing the payoff. And a lot of the things that are offered to us, well, they're promised to us but never given.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, the political thing about affordability, we're all worried about affordability.
Yep.
All worried about how we're going to make ends meet, how
Mm-hmm.
we're going to tie those ends together.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we just need to get off of it and ride a bike for free
Yep.
and walk around. It doesn't cost a thing
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
walk around the park, walk around the neighborhood. Of course, we want to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Always, safety is always the biggest factor. But just to get up and out and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of us that do, when we go with that, ah, that moment while we're just like, oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
refreshing, feels so much better.
Mm-hmm.
We all need to find it.
Mm-hmm.
We need to find that and encourage each other to find it. So I recommend workout partners. You know, that we don't lose the ability to socially interact. And we always have someone that we can rely on.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm tired, maybe you'll encourage me. When
Exactly.
you're tired, I'll encourage you. And it's not just to help you lift something, to help you move something. But sometimes you might say, you know what, let's take a break. And your
Mm-hmm.
workout partner says, come on, let's keep going. We got
Right.
5 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
and then to feel the sense of accomplishment when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And we all need that,
Yeah.
you know, to help build up our confidence and to take us out of this rabbit hole that we've fallen down because it's horrible.
It is. I can't wait until the weather is warmer where I can just go outside and just what I've learned, the term is called grounding, where you
Uh-huh.
just place your feet in the grass or you go to a beach. You know, in Michigan, we're lucky because we're surrounded by beaches.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go and just dig your feet into the sand. And Mr. Harper, I can tell you that sometimes when I'm having a really rough day, just having my feet, rubbing them in the grass or massaging them, in the sand and listening to the water is everything. And it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't, and you don't have to talk about all the overarching issues that are going on or anything like you can just focus on the simplicity of
Yep.
whatever it is that you're doing. So if it's in the grass, you can listen for the birds.
Birds. Yep.
When I walk, sometimes I intentionally don't put my AirPods in, and I just want to be quiet, and I listen to nature, and I'm like, wow, and it puts a whole different perspective because it
Yep.
reminds you of Scripture. When God, when Jesus is like, look at the lilies of the field and the birds of the air. Your Father provides for them. Why would He not provide for
Why
you?
would not provide for you? That's right.
And so then I'm like, who, whatever I was worried about, okay, I'm not worried, Father. I know you have us. And so just encouraging people to work out, like you said, also to have some type of faith that you can lean on, and then having those people around you, that support system, that just has to be vitally important.
Now, I say for those who do like to drive to a park,
Mm-hmm.
find a park bench and
Mm-hmm.
sit there and just watch the sunset. Listen
Mm-hmm.
to the crickets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just add a little something in there. When you get there, walk
Mm-hmm.
around.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you sit down and enjoy the cool of the day, and I'm like, and I agree with you that that ability to just take your shoes off and put your bare feet in some grass
It's wonderful.
is wonderful. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, for those who have yards, gardens, what have you, kick your shoes off and walk through the dirt.
Yep.
No, of course, washing your feet, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But to feel the connection to the earth,
Yeah.
to feel the oneness
Mm-hmm.
with nature, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And there's a lot of us who may not be able to go as overboard as the next because we live in a very urban areas.
Right.
Okay. But there's nothing like taking your shoes off and walking through the grass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Putting your shoes back on and whoo, to hear yourself go, whoo,
Yeah.
to hear yourself go, wow, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we need that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those moments where we can reset, recalibrate. You know, and I wish that everybody would have a a sense of urgency
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to do something physical. And
Yes.
and every time I'm with you, I say, get out, move, just move.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, sometimes we spend a lot of money on walking shoes, spend a lot
Right.
of money on the yoga athletic gear. That we spend a lot of time on trying to find something to look good in
Mhm.
instead
Mhm.
of just taking your shoes off and taking a walk.
Yep.
No, and for the couples, for the relationships, it is very important while we seek that oneness, while we seek that togetherness. Go ahead, walk around through nature.
Mhm.
No, for those of us who are in Michigan like us, and we can see some animals.
Yes.
You know, it's to see a deer over in the distance.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, we have black squirrels. We got black squirrels here
We do.
in the Detroit area. And
Mhm.
so it is amazing sometimes to say, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Yep. Or
Just
raccoons and
a
possums.
raccoon. Just
That's
watch him go up the trees and around the side of the house. You
mm-hmm.
know, one with nature,
Yep.
one with our God who made all of this.
Absolutely. And knowing that all of this is in perfect harmony, and that in that moment, you're not thinking about the next day, you're not thinking about the day before. You are present in that moment, and that moment brings peace. And that's everything.
And that comes right back to what you were saying. If God is taking care of the birds, the animals, why is he not taking care of you too?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do we have to worry about?
Absolutely.
And sometimes that's when you get that
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
walking barefoot through the grass.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and that's a beautiful thing what you said because that's something we all need once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. And when this gets nice and warm, to do it even more,
Yeah. Yeah.
bring that calmness, bring that moment,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
That brings clarity to us.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
now we can set some goals, and now we can
Right.
go ahead and work on those and tackle those problems. Because when
Mm-hmm.
we take a deep breath and say, you know what, it's not as big as I thought it was,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you
Absolutely.
know, and we're not alone. That's the biggest thing.
Yep.
We feel alone sometimes. We're isolated. We're divided, but we're not alone because we are way more alike than we are different.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Thank
come on. I just want to hear that. Ah.
you. Thank you, Mr. Harp. That is a wonderful way to end our podcast. Before we get out of here, tell us how we can find you on social media and how we can reach you.
All right, Eric Harp, all over the place that you can look. You'll find my boy here somewhere on there. So, Eric Harp, Eric Harp 9 at Gmail. Send me some correspondence, and come on, we can communicate. You
And
know,
we're and you said everywhere on social media as Eric Harp.
Eric Harp.
All right. Great. Thank you, Mr. Hart, for being here. We hope you will join us next month for another exciting topic. I know we will have lots of
Come
current
on.
events to talk
It's
about.
always a pleasure talking to you, Miss Davis. I love you. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Thank you guys for tuning into the Kim B. Davis Show. You know, you can find me everywhere on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Blue Sky, Spill, Red Note, everywhere on social media as Kimberly Bachelor Davis. You can see this show at youtube.com/ Kimberly Bachelor Davis. You can hear this show Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Wisdom. You can also learn more about me as an author at kimbdavis.com. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you'll join us on our next episode. And as always, remember, be magnificent.